Do it now.
This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello, welcome to the Latics Football Phone-In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, Dave Bradley.
Dave, he's quite upset because we're wearing matching shirts tonight.
Yeah, Matt didn't get the memo. So, yeah.
I think to Slumberland trumps Torrex, though.
Yeah. Are we getting sound through?
I believe so.
Can you hear anything?
Yeah.
You might because you turned mine down there.
No.
Right.
It's your headphones. Turn your headphones up.
They are up.
Oh, God.
That's better.
Right, okay. See, are you doubting my knowledge of
headphones?
You'd be right to. So, yeah, we've got another busy week. Busy phone-in. Another defeat to talk about.
Yeah, 4 straight defeats.
Oops.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
No, it's not gone very well, has it?
Not really.
Corrison and Whitehall in the house.
Did Whitehall wear this shirt?
Don't know.
Well,
just saying.
Oh, it's Garnet, actually. Look,
Garnet. Oh, yeah, match worn as always.
Match worn. And what's yours? Replica.
Dean.
Ronnie Replica.
Dean.
Yeah. Did you ever have a name on the back of your shirt? Dean.
No. Did you?
No, never.
I can think of a few that might go on there. It's a family show, so I'm not gonna say it. Yeah. Right. So we've got people waiting. But if you want to call and you don't know how, this is how. The Latics Football Phone-In is live every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30. If you want to join the conversation, then you need to join us on our StreamYard link, which looks something like this. You'll find the StreamYard link in our pinned post on Facebook, Twitter, and in the comments section on YouTube. So if you want to join the debate, that's how you do it.
Yeah, so there we go. If you want to phone in, we have got callers waiting. But yeah, click the link in the comments on YouTube and Facebook.
You don't need to tell them. That's what that video was for. It's just told
just
them.
Trying to get it moving, get the call right. Anyway,
right, let's have a call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen to you.
Right.
Oh, no,
don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Let's have Patrick in.
Yeah.
Hello, Patrick.
Paddy, nice shirt, mate. Is it match worn?
No, it's not.
Right,
no.
Cut him off. I was joking. You all right, mate?
I'm good. Are you?
Could be better. 4 straight defeats. What?
Paddy, you got married recently, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Not spoke to you since, so congratulations on that. Look.
Oh, commiserations.
Oh well, you're a grown man. You made your decision there, presumably because you wanted to.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Victory under Dave Unsworth as well.
Say again.
I missed our only victory under David Unsworth to do so.
Well, hopefully not our only victory under David Unsworth. Hopefully there'll be a few more along the line.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So, what's going wrong, Paddy? Come on. Latics Mind leaderboard, current leader.
People's champion.
What's going wrong? No, it's Gary Neville. What's going wrong?
An absolute farce on Saturday from start to finish. I'm willing to cut him a little bit of slack, but it's wearing pretty thin already. The game itself. His comments. I didn't even think we played well first half, to be honest. And I'm a bit perplexed at that. Second half, we were an absolute shambles. We played against the team with Laurie Walker in net and still didn't manage to trouble the goal scorers.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I thought when he said we played well in the first half, I was a bit like, not really. I weren't convinced at all. I thought the first 5 minutes, Kitchen looked quite well on the overlap. We got 2 good crosses in, and that was about it for me.
That was it, yeah.
It was nothing special.
Well, there were some like half positive comments. I think probably more on Twitter and stuff. Probably more in stuff related to how badly we had been playing. I think maybe it was a slight improvement as opposed to us actually playing well.
So we're only crap instead of absolutely crap.
Yeah, exactly. It's just relatively speaking, and then. But we've got no. We don't look like we're going to score, do we? The last 4 games, it's not just that we've lost 4 games. It's 8-1 on aggregate. That's really worrying.
I mean, I'm no Fondop fan, and I know you know this, Dave, but I don't really get the logic of taking out a striker that had scored 5 goals in 8 matches.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make too much sense. But I mean,
I think with him missing that sitter at Halifax, and maybe he needed a bit of rest time. Someone said he'd taken a knock in the Halifax game. That's why he didn't start at Wrexham. I think it's all come from Wrexham, where he didn't play that new formation, and he didn't have. But he said he didn't have the players. He signed Peter Clark. The defence looks a bit more organised with Hogan and Clark in there.
I think so.
I thought it did compared to Maynard and Sheeran at the back. I think they knew what they were doing, but when Hogan
was there, who were 73 years old between them, so we're instinctively going to be defending so deep, which does invite pressure on us. I mean, and Hogan should be fined 2 weeks' wages for that goal on Saturday.
It was shocking, wasn't it? He got Sim Milk turned quicker. He got spun, and it was just, I think that might be just match sharpness, because you've got to remember he's only played 60 minutes in the last 10 weeks.
60 minutes or not, that shouldn't be happening there. He's playing in the league game there, so that shouldn't be happening to him whether he's played 60 minutes or 600 minutes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think again it was, we were trying to push on for the goal, and then the second goal was just a comedy of errors, wasn't it? A piss weak header from Sheeran, and then it was just a comedy of errors again. These goals are easily coached out of the game, aren't they? If they're coached properly. But again, I think it's just
the guy stood next to Dan Gardner for the second, didn't he? I mean, he should probably never wear the shirt again after Saturday. And I'm a big Gardner fan, to be honest, but that was probably the worst sub-cameo appearance I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, that goes top of a pretty poor list.
There was one incident where he had a free kick, didn't beat the first man, got the ball back, put in an even worse cross, allowed the Barnet player to run 60 yards, and then I think it was him and Sheeran then brought him down between them, and that just summed everything up. Absolutely.
Right. What did you think of Maynard in the defensive midfielder role?
Rubbish. Sorry, rubbish.
No, it's fine. I didn't think it was that. I think it was his more preferred position than central defence. I thought he had a better game than he did against Wrexham. But Sheeran at right back, Tollett was poor. He was causing trouble no end at that when we were defending the Rochdale Road. Then when he tried passing it back to Sheeran in the corner flag, what was that about? I thought he was just running into. It was just like, we're just going to give Barnet as much chance as we can. It was like, if someone had said that Tollett had taken a bung for that game for trying to cause a mistake for the Barnet to score, I wouldn't have been shocked by that with some of the passes that he made. I know.
But listen, Paddy, the thing is, right, we know we've got problems. We know we've got problems all over the pitch, right? Mm-hmm. We're not scoring enough goals. Midfield hasn't been strong enough all season. Defensively, we're nowhere near solid enough. What does Underwood do going into a massive game at the weekend? All these games are huge now. We're in the bottom 4 for the first time this season. What do you think needs to be done? Or what can be done with the players that he's got at his disposal?
I think he has got to be a bit of a back to basics. Really. I'm not a big advocate of it needs to be 4-4-2 and this and that, but just back to basics, getting players doing what they are capable of. So go with your 2 up front who are, it's probably going to be Fondop and Abraham, probably, isn't it? And just get players playing in their right positions and not shoehorning players into the team because he wants to play. Like Nathan Sheeran should never be at right back, ever.
No. Agreed.
Who's our best right back?
Well, the worry is that it's probably Jordan Clark, isn't it? But he's injured as well, isn't he? But I know he's been.
He's not had a good season. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd tell you he's not playing anywhere near his best. But I think this is the issue for me is that we are so unbalanced. Like it's been highlighted on the back of the program at the weekend how many players there were, and Andy Yates has went through and crossed a load of them off, and all that in terms of who you'd keep and all that kind of stuff. But like, even though we've got all those players, we're still lacking in key positions, aren't we? And that leaves your team very unbalanced, doesn't it? And this is something we've had since the Lemsegans. They're just sort of almost throwing players at the squad without any real thought of the system that's going to be played and who's going to play in those positions, and we're still struggling to get a balanced team, regardless of whether it's 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 or whatever. And that's for me, that's the concern, because I think you're right. Like, playing players out of position is never going to win you football matches, is it?
I think he's just overcomplicating it for the players. I think, again, it's just going back to basics and just playing a formation that all the players know and keeping it simple. 2 up front, try and play out wide, try and do the overlap with the likes of Kitchen. But again, the right back's going to be an issue where we're going to struggle. So you just probably go it down the left. But then the thing is for me was when they're swapping Hope and Solid over on the wings.
Yeah, that's what I do. I play those 2 out wide.
It's just, again, but I don't think they've got the energy levels. That's the only problem. I just think there's so much imbalance in the squad. I can't see where our next win's coming from in the next 4 games as well, because I think we're going to struggle the next 4 games. What do you think, Pad?
They're bad though, Maidstone, aren't they?
But they beat Scunthorpe, didn't they? And we couldn't beat Scunthorpe at home.
Before that, was it 12? They'd not won him before that.
Yeah, but Paddy, you've supported Latics long enough to know that going up against any team with records like that is not a good omen for us. It's actually the opposite, isn't it? Usually.
Yeah.
So, are you going on Saturday?
I'm not. Do you know what? This is only the second time this season that I'm deciding not to go, and it's not because I've got anything on. The Bromley Maidenhead double-header saw me off. That was horrendous.
It's hard. It's getting to that point where it's the time of year where it's coming towards Christmas. It's getting colder. We're playing really badly. We're going to crappy grounds with no roofs on them. The allure isn't there, is it? I mean, you don't think twice if you're flying up towards the top. Not that we'd know, but if you're flying up towards the top of the league. But at this moment, you just think, there's better things to do.
The problem I've got as well with him is, you mentioned this on, I don't know when you recorded, but I heard it on Monday, is the losing games and the not winning games, you can half take if you can see a plan and you can see what he's trying to do. But I can't see it. I always think back to Sheridan in 2006, and we lost the first few games, but we were actually playing pretty well, and you could see that once everything clicked, it was all going to be all right. And then what ended up clicking was Chris Porter coming back into the team. But at the moment, the performances are worse. And I was a big advocate of getting rid of Sheridan, but this is worse than what Sheridan was serving.
We said on the pod the other week, when you look at it in the cold light of day, and it's football, it's results business, we've taken a step backwards. That's just the case. So, listen, Paddy, thanks for getting in touch, mate. We're going to remove you from the call now and bring in somebody else. So, thanks for getting in touch, mate. All the best. We'll bring in Graham now, because Graham, I believe, was on a bus last week and
Hello, Graham.
didn't get through.
Hi. Yeah, I got no headphones, and apparently they don't work on the internet. Even though it's inside the box, we work on the internet.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I appreciate your podcast. I have an autistic son, and I only started supporting Oldham 5 years ago because my friend brought me to a game.
All right.
Right, brilliant.
And like I say, I listen to your podcast on the way to the bus every week. It gives me my 30-odd minutes of peace and tranquility before work. But like I say, I'm from Scotland, so Oldham's my English team and Dumbarton's my Scottish team. But Dumbarton's similar to Oldham, the fact that we had bad management for years. And we dropped down the divisions, and we still don't know who the owners are at Dumbarton. They're
right.
They're listed, but they're listed as a company, not as a. So
listen, Graham, if you're going to choose like an English team and you already support like a struggling Scottish team, what made you support an equal? Are you just a glutton for punishment, or what? Like, what made you choose Oldham?
Well, the thing was, when I came to support Oldham, right, I used to just watch Match of the Day just to generically, not a team, just the thing. And when I came to Oldham, the first thing I did was the Oldham fans, they were nice to me. And our fans, welcomed me. And they were really nice, and they chatted away, and they accepted me, even though I came from north of the border. I mean, there was no hostility. It was brilliant, because I could see exactly what I see in my team at Dumbarton and Oldham, because I felt they were similar in every aspect: the fans, the ground. I mean, the team.
When was the last time you went to watch Oldham, mate? What was the last game you went to?
For the Carlisle Oldham game, we were in the Jimmy Frizzle stand, and the last minute goal from Carlisle. Yeah,
it was a painful one, that, wasn't it?
But I've seen us against Halifax and Wrexham on the TV this year.
And what did you think?
Why put your hand up for a offside? Play to the whistle. I mean,
yeah, very true. It's been painful this season, and I'm sorry that I don't know how Dumbarton are getting on, but
league, but we only won 6 last year, so we're top of the league this year. So our managers fixed it.
Right. Okay. So you're top of the league. So at least you've got one team that you support doing well, and the other team.
Top of the bottom league, so we're not top of the top league. We're top of the bottom league.
Oh, he's still top. He's still top. And I'd take that at the moment.
I'd take being top of the bottom league at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing I want to say, right, I'm in the belief that every manager should have his contract. I don't believe in sacking managers willy-nilly. So for me, Unsworth's got a plan. If he's got a 3-year contract, give him the 3 years, see what happens. If after 3 years he doesn't succeed, shake his hand and move on. Because
you were saying that your team, that Dumbarton, have turned it round. So they were struggling last year, and then something's clicked this year.
It was the manager, right? Everybody wanted him out in the summer because he only won 6 games last year.
Right.
And we went playoffs, relegation playoffs, right?
Right.
And we got absolutely tanked by the team below 4-1. And then we were 2-0 up in the second leg, and he took 2 strikers off and put 2 defenders on to protect the game without realising you can't win just one leg and go through. You have to win both legs. He thought if you win the first game and you win the second game, it'd go to an extra game, but because he'd never been in the playoffs, so he buggered us.
And this is the same manager, is it?
Yeah, but he's won 14 out of 16.
Right.
Well, there you
so
go.
they turned it around. But presumably there was fans that wanted to get rid of him after last season.
I didn't, because, like I say, I'm one of these weird fans that don't believe in sacking managers, because who are you going to go to the merry-go-round and pick somebody? Oh, you were rubbish at Rochdale, but we'll have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's an interesting theory, but I'm a firm believer in results. Speak for themselves. But I get what you're saying. He's now shown that, given the full circle and given the time.
Yeah.
And I think as Oldham fans, I think a lot of fans would be saying, after 4 years of firing and shooting and getting rid of all these managers, that it is about time that you give the longevity and time to one manager to progress and see what happens. So, yeah, I think you got a valid point there, because it will come good, but it's just a case of
who was our last manager to see his contract out? And Paddy will probably know this, but
or who left of their own accord?
Yeah, who finished their contract? Who finished their contract? Who saw it out? Who I can't think. There's probably any.
Sheridan. It must have been Sheridan back in the day, because he did the playoffs for that 1 year, didn't he, after Ronnie Moore, and then he signed another contract. I'm sure he did.
Right.
Sure he did.
But maybe we're not unique in that respect. It's probably something.
What I like about Oldham, do I like about our team down there? I like the fact is, even though we're not winning games, the structure. Like, I listened to your Darren Royal interview.
Yeah.
Even though we've not got everything up and running yet, but the structure looks good. Little Wembley, I'm not, like I say, I won't lie to you. I know it's your training ground, but I've never seen it.
There's been nothing to see for a long time, so
I'm saying, if he's going to bring the structure in, it might not be like Premier League players that he's used to playing with, but I mean, me personally, there's one thing that I would change. Right, I'd bring Vanny De Silva, Junior Lambert, and Harry Vaughan in the team, because they're young and they'll run at teams without being scared.
Yeah.
But
it's a thing. I think this is a physical league, and I think there's just a bit of hesitancy from the manager. But again, it just depends, doesn't it? It's really difficult, isn't it? And I think the answer to the question about the running out, the last manager to hit the contract was Pete Wild, wasn't it? According to Paddy, the font of all knowledge.
He was only on a temporary contract. Temporary contract, but still. Yeah. I
think you've made some really valid points, Graham, and really thanks for your kind words in relation to listening to our podcast. And it's nice to know that we've got people north of the border who are following Oldham. And I'll keep an eye out for Dumbarton's results for you, mate. I hope you do. I hope they do well this season.
I can see it's coming good, honestly. I mean, we need 2 wins to start us going, and I've researched. I mean, I don't know every old player that we have, right? Because, like I say, I'm 5 years as an Oldham fan. But I'm looking at the Pete Clark guy. Even if he's not the best player on the pitch, he can rally the defence round where he's experienced. I mean,
we've needed someone like him. I'm really glad he's here. So right, we're going to move on to the next caller. Thanks for.
I'd put Stokes on the wing, but Stobbs, I'd put him in the right wing.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure. I've
not been great in defence, but give him a chance to run by somebody, see what he does.
Yeah,
we need to try something.
We need just something definitely need. Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, Graham.
Cheers,
mate.
See you soon. Bye bye.
All right, Gaz,
you can't. We can't hear you.
Mate.
You're on mute.
Oh
Oh, me,
you should have warned him, really, shouldn't we?
Is he there?
I thought he was ready. I thought
Gaz,
was
can you hear me
born,
now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
All right, mate.
Yeah, we can. We've got you.
Matt, do you know that shirt you've got on?
Yeah.
Do you remember at Casky, Mr. Maloney used to point his finger on your chest if you didn't bring your kit?
I used to always bring your kit.
You ever chested a football with that shirt on them?
Like bullets, aren't they? They're horrible, aren't
My God, whoever designed that kit would be Dudley 17 on the back, and you chested it and you needed subbing off.
Right, thanks for your call, guys.
You're welcome. See you later, lads.
What do you want to say, Gaz?
Well, I didn't go Saturday. Made the decision not to go because I put a tweet out saying I was going. It was horrendous, getting bladdered. Ended up in the doghouse. I didn't go and still ended up in it anyway. But that's another matter.
Yeah, that's for another podcast.
It is, yeah. So you said earlier we're going to step backwards. I think we've gone more than a step backwards on the pitch. Previous callers just said you need a win or two to just get that bounce. Well, we had that chance against Yeovil. We got that win, went to Altrincham and was absolutely stunk the place out. You said, Matt, I thought the pod was really good, by the way, this week. I really enjoyed listening to you in depth about the game. You mentioned, Matt, though, on there about fans not just ranting, but coming up with, an intelligent solution to where we are now. The intelligent solution is when you appoint someone for any position, you put it out to advert, you read applications, and you go to interview and you appoint the best person. We've not done that. What we have done here is the exact same as what the previous regime did with Salim. It's no different.
Well, apart from that, Salim was in situ, wasn't he, already in another role, and David Unsworth wasn't. So there's slight difference.
Done, then, isn't it?
I don't think it's. I think it's what we've done with other managers where we've sacked some. Who was it? With Dino came in straight after. Was it Benid? We've had them lined up and ready in the past, haven't we? Where they just kind of one in, one out kind of situation. So I think but I don't think that's particularly uncommon in football, is it?
But the common denominator is we keep sacking them. So why are we sacking them? Because we're perhaps not, doing a proper recruitment when it comes to a manager. I've got a friend who's quite well in with Everton. And he sent me an article that I put on the hashtag during the week. And apparently Everton's under 23s are transformed in the way they play since Unsworth's left. I think the guy's talking absolute pipe. He's no interest in playing 4 at the back. He's always done a 5 at the back. He's a defender. He's very similar to Southgate. You're naturally going to set up defensively. I don't have an issue if you're getting results that way. Ronnie Moore did it. But what Ronnie Moore's side did, they were horrible at the same time. Yeah. The ones who are struggling to get a tune out of us, then get us decent at the dark arts, get us wasting time, get us being horrible to play against. You can pick up points being horrible. Shez did it to an extent when he came in and rescued us. But the way it's going, he's being allowed to recruit who he needs to bring in. There's work going on behind the scenes. That was evidenced with your chat with Darren at the weekend. But on the pitch, it is down to him to do something now. It's not happening. He had 5 or 6 of his own lads Saturday, and it's getting worse. There is nothing to show us there is going to be points picked up. Your agenda question was, what's realistic for the next 4 games?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
There's 2 things to that question, isn't there? It's what's realistic or what do we expect? Because what's realistic is 12 points, because you can pick up 12 points. What do we expect? Well, probably 0. Unless we're coming up against someone who's going to have a day worse than us, we're going to struggle because we're not picking anything up when someone's having an half decent day. When it's an off day, that's what we're going to have to rely on here, aren't we, at the moment? Because we just can't match anyone.
What do you think we'll get out of Saturday's game?
Maidstone. I would snap your hand off for a 0-0, but we'll probably get beat 2-0.
It's got 0-0 written all over it, I think, to be honest with you. Like when we went to Maidenhead, was it Maidenhead? Who have we got on Saturday? Maidstone or Maidenhead?
Maidstone.
Well, when we went to Maidenhead,
1-1, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it 1-1? But it's got that kind of thing written all over it. I mean, you say what's realistic. You look at the form that we've got 1 win in sort of like 8 or 10 league games under Unsworth. So really, of the next 4 games, considering we've lost the last 4, what's realistic is probably 1 win. In terms of form,
I think that's more hopeful than realistic.
So
I think it's down. Yeah, we're at the point now where we're absolutely desperate for a win. It's not about hope, realism. We can do this. There's no positivity left. We're at last chance saloon, aren't we? We're desperate for something, aren't we?
Well, we're not at last chance saloon, but we are. We definitely need to pick up some points. I think some
fans are at that point where it's we're at last chance. There's nothing. We've thrown everything at it. We've tried different things. We've tried different formations. We've tried 2 up front, 4-3-3, 5-3-2, 5-3-2. A whole 2 holding midfielders. Rex,
psychologically, we're going into Christmas in the bottom 4 would be really bad. Yeah. We haven't won away all season, and we've got 3 away games on the bounce. So that's.
Where do we go though? Because I think when I listen to him and he keeps saying it, I'll always be honest. He's not being honest. He's talking absolute pipe. He's doing the same thing Kewell did. He's come down from this level. And he's saying what he thinks you need to hear because he's insulting the fans because he just thinks we don't have a clue and we're just this big expectant Oldham Athletic fan base. It's not the case. I don't think we're arrogant at all. It's not arrogant to expect us to win a few football matches. The majority of us knew this year was going to be a struggle. There was tongue-in-cheek when it was big, massive Oldham and there was this banter over Twitter with other clubs. But we knew we were going to struggle. Didn't think it was going to be this bad. Genuinely, and on heart. And I think the board are backing him. To be able to build the backroom staff he's built, he has got to produce something soon. He has to.
How many more games would you give him?
It depends on the results.
Look, if we're going the way we're going at this moment, out of the last 12 games, how many more games do you think, if you were Frank Rothwell or Darren Rowe, how many more games would you give him?
I would say if come mid-January there is no turnaround in form, I'll be sending him on his way. I said a few weeks ago I could see Jeffers being in charge for the end of the season, or Red Bull, someone amongst his staff. I don't think we're going to be able to afford to pay them all off. I'd be really interested to hear from his backroom staff. Jeffers was for a short while, a prolific goal scorer at the highest level. He must be, as a striker, tearing his hair out what he's watching. He's not telling me he's agreeing with Unsworth with this setup. I mean, I was told Saturday it was a legitimate 4-3-3, but the people I've spoken to have been and said not a chance. It was 4-1-4-1.
It was 4-1, and then it was really bizarre because it was like 4-1, then a 2, and then like a 1 with a wide player because Tolick kept on dropping back in, and it was just bizarre. It was really hard to keep up with, but you could see the defensive line and Maynard, what were going on there, but there was too many free rolls, people running around, Hope and Tolick crossing wings every 15 minutes. It was just really bizarre. And then they put Tammy Abraham again up on his own, one up front, really, at home. It was so negative. So, yeah.
Abraham's quick, get him out wide. Get Sheeran absolutely nowhere near the team. He's Dylan Fade's level, but the fact he's been brought
I'd have to disagree there. I think I've got to disagree.
He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. He's terrible.
He's not.
Dave, he's terrible. He is. He's gash.
He's a central midfielder who's had to play a central defence and right back.
But he's a central midfielder who's really bad with the ball. He gives the ball away constantly. All he does is smash it. Really, I mean, he's. I'd love to see some composure on the ball from him. I really would.
He hits it over the top every time. Even on the highlights, there were 4 minutes. It's just a long ball.
Yeah, it doesn't look composed. I mean, that's what the one thing from a midfielder. Midfielders have got to be composed on the ball. That's the one position out of all of them, really. But
play him in his natural position. I think you'll see a change in him. I think, but again, that's my opinion. You're entitled to yours, guys. I know it's difficult. We're all at a point where we've headed our hands out. We just don't know what the answer is.
I mean, for me, the best 2 players I've seen take care of the ball for us this season have been Vaughan and Burgess. They've looked. I know they've only had short spells, so you can't really judge them too much. But they look comfortable with the ball and like they can play a little bit. The first game of the season, Burgess opened Dorking up twice. He was dropped for Gardner following, but I know he was one of Shezzy's lads, and he might not be the answer, but just give us something a bit more fluid to just try and get us up the pitch. We're so deep, so
we need the creativity. We need creativity, don't we?
We do, but because the opposition know we have no threat, they're comfortable pushing up 5 yards. So it's even harder to get out. If you've watched the Dorking Wanderers documentary, what he says about us in our changing room is embarrassingly true. He says they've got nothing other than a long hit, full press, we do it all the time, get at them. I just want to see us do something a bit more. It's ruining my life.
That's a good way to. Good way to.
Well, don't do anything stupid or anything like that. But
give us a ring tomorrow.
Gaz, Gaz.
Just text us to say 3 rings. Yeah,
give us a call. Yeah. All right, take it easy, pal. Right, we're going to bring Chris in now because I think it's the first time Chris has been in touch. So it'd be nice to get a new caller on. Hi, Chris. Oh,
Chris, will you just put your earphones in? They're a bit dodgy.
Can't hear you.
Is that better?
Oh, there we go.
Miles better. There we go.
Lovely.
That's miles better.
I can't hear you. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
This is what happens. It's all live.
It's all live.
It's all live.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely
work with them.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if this was scripted.
Well, God, it'd be what's award winning anyway, isn't it? So, hello, can you hear us, mate? Chris.
Just hold your microphone, mate. Hold your mic near your mouth.
Hold your mic near your mouth, mate. Oh, he's gone. Right, should we? Let's bring in your friend of mine, Ibby.
Evening, guys. How are you?
All right.
Good, mate. How are you? You okay?
I'm all right. I've been waiting in the back.
I know.
I was the backstage area with the strippers and the crystal and the wine. Was it all good? Yeah, did you enjoy it?
No. Some good points being made tonight by Paddy and Gaz, and I fully agree with what they're both saying. But what can we say at the moment? It seems like he's still got the backing of the board.
Well, listen, you're the man in the know, Ibby. You've been talking to Frank and Unsworth and that. What's going on?
Yes, has there been any development?
Have you got any news?
I'm still waiting for my meeting with David Unsworth. I've left a few messages, but he hasn't got back to me. And Frank has been slightly busy, but I've been speaking with his relative. And I've told them my feelings and other people's feelings, but it's down to Frank if you're willing to accept that there's been a mistake.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, we were just talking there with Gaz, and obviously the caller before that was Graham, and he was saying that, we need to have patience. We've got a recruitment guy here, don't we, in Steve Thompson now. So presumably David Unsworth is saying what kind of players he wants, and he's going to be bringing them in. And we've got to be a bit patient, surely. Surely there's got to be some kind of turnaround at some point, and we'll have enough. Well-run clubs generally don't struggle. And so if we're a well-run club, at some point, like Gaz was saying before about things clicking, surely before the end of the season, something's going to click and we'll get going.
What did you think of Darren Royal's interview, Ibby?
It was very bright, and I really thank you guys for doing that, and I hope there's many more to come.
Yeah, well, we are trying. Obviously, we're trying to reach out to the club to get the likes of David Unsworth, Mick Rathbone, other people like that, to come through. We're trying to get players involved as well. So hopefully, with you guys supporting our pod like you do, it's really good that we can get this traction going. So
yeah,
how many games would you give Unsworth, Ibby?
At the moment, I wouldn't give him any more games. Why? Because
you'd sack him.
Absolutely, I would. Because why? Because we're losing games and we're losing points, and it might affect us.
Yeah, but you'd sack him.
Yes, I would sack him, and I would look to appoint Gary Alexander or Peter Taylor or Russell Slade, who knows how to
Russell
get teams
Slade.
back up and running. Yes.
Russell Slade, the ex-Yeovil manager.
Yeah.
Mate, no, come on now. No, I'm out of work, but I wouldn't employ Russell Slade. I'm not out of work, but even if I was, I wouldn't employ Russell Slade. Come on, mate, you got to give him a bit more time.
But giving him more time, we're drafting, and last season we got relegated. I don't want another relegation, sadly.
All right. So what result do you think we'll get this weekend against Maidstone?
Dave, I think it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw, sadly.
Yeah,
0-0.
I'm with you on that one. I think it's probably going to be 0-0 because we don't have any goals in us, and I think that a clean sheet would be a step in the right direction.
What do you think about Peter Clark coming back, Gibby?
Fantastic move, but the Warsaw manager said that it was not for football reasons, so I don't know what could be the issue, but if there is an issue, I hope it gets resolved for him.
Yeah, I echo that sentiment. I presumably it's he needs to be nearer to home or something like that. So hopefully everything's not there's nothing too serious.
Yeah, I really hope that David Unsworth comes out and gets us the win, because we do need wins. But I'm not very happy with his interviews after games. 1 minute he's saying we're going for 3 points, and then 1 minute he's saying, it's our plan to stay in this league. And it's not good enough.
Yeah, well, so other people have made that point that, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll give us a ring on the phone in one night and
or Russell Slade might offer his services. You just don't know, do you?
Have you got his number, Russell Slade?
No, we could get it though.
I've got Noddy Alders.
I'm not saying Russell Slade's the best appointment, but I'm just giving ideas because
No. Yeah, I'm only joking, Ibby. I'm only joking. Yeah. Sorry, mate. We do.
Right, listen, we're running out of time. We've got a few more calls to get through, so we're going to move back on to Chris.
Thanks for having me on.
All right,
speak to you next week, pal.
Take care. Ta-da. Right, let's see if we can how we get on with Chris now.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you from Stones Live? You are, mate, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. I'm the station manager.
Oh right.
We've been going actually since 2007.
Wow.
When we were in the Ryman South League, which is the Isthmian South, which is probably about 3 or 4 steps down, or 5 steps down, probably from where we are now. And so we've sort of been on the ride with the club really, up to the National League again. Yeah. And so
if you could tell us a bit about Maidstone and tell us what we're going to expect this Saturday. And just tell us about your recent form and your danger men, just for the guys, really, just for the listeners who are listening in, and for the pod.
For those select few nut jobs that are making the trip down on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was interesting to hear you guys talking about not having any creative players in midfield, because that's one thing I've been banging on about for the last few weeks with Maidstone as well. We seem to have. We could do with another striker, I think, as well, to be honest. Our main striker, Jack Barham, is quite short. And I think in this league, he's come against much taller defenders. So
some giants, isn't there?
But he's quite quick. Yeah. He is quite quick, but he's he is a bit short. So, you're crossing it in or doing a long ball game, he's not going to be beating people for header. He does jump quite high, but not quite high enough in this league, I think. Earlier on in the season, we had the defensive performance was quite woeful. I mean, we had a really good start to the season. The first 3 games, I think we were like 6th or 7th position after the first 3 or 4 games. But then I think we won on Saturday, as you're probably aware. But our win before that was August Bank Holiday Monday. So. With some 13 games without a win, we've had about 3 draws in that time. But so danger men. Well, you tell me. I think. Well, we got a bit of experience in the side. Rory Deacon is one of our strikers. He was at Stevenage, and I'm sure you've probably come across him before in the EFL. He's been around a bit, so he scored a worldie on. You might have, I don't know if you've seen the video on Saturday, which was a great result for us. But we got James Alabi as well, who's joined us from Bromley in the close season. So he's quite a big forward who can hold the ball up, and but Hakan Hayrettin, our manager, seems to be using him as more of impact player at the moment, bringing him on as a sub sort of halfway through the.
Is that the guy who used to work with John Still a lot? It's the guy who was like,
that's
John
right.
Still.
Yeah. He was John Still's assistant quite a few, and he was with him at Luton when they got promoted.
Yeah.
And when they got to the playoff final as well, he was with him there with Luton. But he's in fact, he came to Maidstone with John Still a couple of seasons ago, and then at the beginning of last season, John Still sort of hung up his boots again, and left Hakan to sort of run the side on his own. And of course, he got promoted. He got promoted first time of asking. So
what sort of system does he play? Is it what sort of formation do you sort of set up as? Yes,
that's a good one. It does vary it seems to usually a back four, I would say, and he's probably got what happened was on, I think, one of the games he had sort of like one up front and two coming through from midfield to support, but then I think a couple of games ago we had two up front, so it does vary. And I think out of desperation to get points, he's probably been sort of trying all sorts of different combinations to try and see what's going to work. And luckily, certainly the last game, and two apart from the one before that, but the two before that were draws. And I think we're seeing a little bit of consistency now. Certainly the back is looking more solid. We've got one of our players has come back, Fowler. He's quite useful at the back, and we've also got some useful players at the moment who are.
Sorry, mate. Minus 20 goal difference though, and you've let in 42.
Yeah.
So this is the most. And I mean, I thought we've let 27 in, which is poor. Yeah. But I mean that's like you've let a lot in. So like really, we desperately need a win, and obviously to beat you, we'd go above you in the league. So we need to throw everything at you, don't we, on Saturday and have a go.
Yeah,
quite ill-disciplined as well, aren't you? You've got a lot of red cards this season as well. You've got a bit of bite.
Yeah, that's a bit of that. I mean, to be fair, we have played the top sides away a lot. So we've played Wrexham away, we've played Notts County away already.
Four red cards this season, though, it's quite a lot, isn't it? 16 games and four of them you've had players sent off. So it's it's I'm sure Hakan sort of on that and sort of telling them what they've got to do. But do you do the match commentary then? There,
we do. Yeah, we've got there's a team of us. There's about 8 of us that do commentaries home and away.
And is it live on Twitter as well? If anyone wants to get it on there, it's not partisan and biased, is it? Because I might.
No, it's not. No, we try and be as professional as we can be, and as obviously we have a Maidstone slant, but we're fair. We're fair in our commentary. If we think they're not playing well, and if we think the opposition are playing exceptionally well, we'll say so.
Yeah. Hopefully, he'll be saying that about us on Saturday, but nothing suggests that you will be doing. Danny, though, he thinks we're going to go with a 4-2-4 formation and win 4-0 on Saturday. But I'm presuming he's been at the minibar.
So what score do you think it'll be, Chris?
Interesting one. I don't think it'll be goalless. I think there will be goals, and I don't know. Having heard what you lot talking tonight, I'm quite confident now, actually. So I'll go for a 2-0 win to Maidstone. How about that? Although my betting hasn't been too good lately. So
put a bet on that, and I hope it don't come in for the life of me. But
it's so hard to predict, though, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. Betting on football is very, very difficult, especially when you're trying to pick specific results. I mean, anything could happen on Saturday. But I mean, obviously you'll be open to stay out of the bottom 4, and we'll be open to get out of the bottom 4. It's I mean, what would you consider just staying in the division a good season?
Absolutely. That was always going to be the goal. The manager's been quite open about that. It was just consolidation of the promotion, really, and not even getting in the playoffs. Just staying in the league.
What do you make of York sacking their manager this week? Because they've come up as well, and they're within 6 points of the playoffs, and they've sacked him. It seems like an odd one.
Yeah,
because you've got very similar kind of. Obviously York have probably got bigger expectations than Maidstone now, but still, first season in the division.
Yeah, as far as Maidstone is concerned, I think the owners are playing it cautiously because they did that before when we got promoted before a few seasons ago. They sacked Jay Saunders after only a few weeks, and then they got in Harry Wheeler, who was an absolute disaster, really, and almost did lead us to relegation ultimately. In the end, well, no, we survived, but it was pretty dire. So we've this time I think they're giving Hakan a bit more time. He's won the league with us, the league below, but there is an immense gulf between the National South and the National.
Do you play on the plastic pitch?
We
Chris?
Do, yeah, 3G, yeah, absolutely, yeah. In fact, we were one of the pioneers of it, and
I don't think you were. I think we were the pioneers of the plastic pitch.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, well, yeah. You had AstroTurf though, didn't you?
Yeah, we did indeed.
We're the hard northern plastic, not this 3G nonsense.
Yeah. It's funny because when our owners were talking about getting 3G, I went and I wanted to get an interview with someone that knows about 3G pitches. So I went to this company that installed it, and I said, "What's the difference between AstroTurf pitch and a 3G pitch?" And he said, "Well, if you roll a ball down a plank onto a 3G pitch, you'll find it rolls for about, could roll for 10, 15 yards, and then it'll stop. If you roll it onto an AstroTurf pitch, it won't stop till it hits the fence on the other side of the field."
Exactly,
which is probably true.
Yeah. Well, listen, last time we played on one of those, it was at Bromley. We got absolutely murdered 3-0. So I don't know if the pitch will have anything to do with it or not on Saturday. But listen, thanks for getting in touch, Chris.
Do you want to plug your podcast?
Yeah. If anyone wants to listen, it's free, and you tune in. We're actually on the TuneIn Radio app, and all you got to look for is search for Stones Live. And we're on air from 2:40. We're actually on air now. We're 24 hours, and we've got music shows and stuff as well. But our commentary coverage starts at 2:40 on Saturday. And the website, if you want to tune in from the website, it's stoneslive.com.
I know that fans sometimes like to get the other team's perspective when they're listening. So I'm sure some of our guys will tune in. Sure, Thanks a lot, Chris. All the best, pal.
Nice,
and we'll talk to you again when we.
And I hope you lose on Saturday.
Fixture. Yeah, I hope you lose on Saturday.
Same to you.
Heavily. Take care, mate. See you now. Right, very patiently. Hello, my friend Terry. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all good. All good.
Good. Last caller of the evening.
Just sent a search party out for Gaz to check he's not a plum bob hanging loft hatch.
Yeah, well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not. In seriousness, Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's all right, Gaz. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I genuinely think we'll get relegated this year. I think we're going down. I know it's a tough call, but 1 win in 10. If you give him other 10 games, that'll be 2 wins in 20. Going off current form, that's bottom of the league tackle.
Absolutely, you can't argue with that. But that's assuming that things don't pick up. So
I
do need to pick up. They really do need to pick up. Yeah.
I hope I'm not buying a bus part of Day Sabre down to Curzon Ashton anyway.
I know you laugh, but it could be potentially.
It's a real possibility, isn't it?
Yeah. A distinct possibility. But so you're in agreement with Ibby then? So you're in the camp Ibby for
I wouldn't sack him. That's the thing. We've given him 3 years. He does need time. Sacking managers like we have been doing has not got us anywhere. So doing it again is still. I don't think it's the answer. His interviews are always positive after the game, and I don't know if I believe what Gaz says about talking pipe, but I think we just got to stick with him. If we go down, then so be it. But it's a tough one, really, isn't it? Because it's a catch-22. Sack him, and where do you go? or don't sack him and carry on in the same sort of form we've been in. And it is relegation form, but like I said, it's catch-22. You're in a no-win situation, really.
Yeah, I don't think that you can put all the work in and build up the team that you're building around the manager, and then not give him an opportunity for that to start working because otherwise, I mean, then you've got to start again. Because generally, back who was it who made the point before about was it Paddy or about swapping or Gaz?
No, it was Graham, wasn't it? Graham
about sacking the whole backroom staff and how that.
The cost of it. It was the cost of that. Gaz, wasn't it?
There are a lot of these things that people, that we need to think about when we're thinking about these things, because it's not just as straightforward as sack someone and bring somebody else in. It's
and we moan when Sheridan had just had Tommy Wright saying he didn't have the support, he didn't have the infrastructure. Now he's brought an analyst in, he's brought a psychologist, physio, Mick Rathbone in, he's brought in Jeffries, he's brought John Eberl in. So if Untuff goes, they're all going. So you're starting again and again and again, and the circle is just ever vicious and ever. So if we go down, we go down. If we don't, it's a positive. If we win on Saturday, all will be forgotten.
I think we have to stick with him no matter what. Even if we go down, stick with him, and just let it just pan out, because he says the right things. And off the pitch, we're doing everything right. It's just the results on the pitch at the minute just aren't matching what we're doing off the field. But I think he needs a chance. Like I said, I don't think sacking managers here, there, and everywhere it has to end somewhere. It has to stop.
Yeah, and it can't stop at Russell Slade. I still can't get over that. I'm sorry, but it's just like, he was trying to find some. I'm being facetious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, it does bring up a
you can't just keep up and round, though, can you?
But it's like, who do you bring in at this level? There are journeyman managers like Russell Slade, you look at somebody's credentials who's new to the game, or not new to the game, but new to first team management, and you give them a go, and that's what they've gone with Unsworth. So,
give it Shez till the end of the season.
Yeah,
no.
Right, give us your score prediction for Saturday before we finish the show, mate.
I think we get beat 2-0.
Oh, geez, same as Chris.
Yeah, I think we get beat. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right, I'll take a point.
Yeah, I think what you have in, Matt?
Well, we need to win. I'm just looking at how many goals they've let in. 42 goals. They've won 1 in the last 5. Same as us. We've got to go there on Saturday, and we've got to have a go. We've got to throw. It's a plastic pitch. So
what score, Matt?
I don't know what score it's going to be. We're going to win, though. We're going to win.
I'd rather get beat 4-3 than lose 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 2-1 to Latics.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 last-minute winner from us. Our luck's got to change sometime, hasn't it?
Peter Clark.
Let's hope so.
Oh, Peter Clark header. That sounds nice, yeah.
Right, thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers. See you again.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
You know what we've not done this week, don't you?
Well,
we forgot to do the Wheel of Wonder.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Matter, does it?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter because we're finishing now. So,
tough, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for getting in touch. It's great when there's lots of callers to get through like that. We've nearly had an hour. Because it flies by when there's callers, doesn't it? So we really appreciate you getting in touch, everybody.
Each and every one of you, and thanks to Chris from Maidstone just coming on. So
if you're going down there on Saturday, then fair play to you. Because I'm not. You tried to tempt me into it, didn't you? But
I'm going watching the rugby at Twickenham.
Yeah. Oh no, that was Solihull. You tried
with all my Tory mates.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Wearing the blue flower.
But they're all like, they all go to Eton, did they, and things like that?
Absolutely, yeah.
So do they all pick on you?
The Eton Rifles, we call ourselves. No, I'm only joking.
Okay, well, have a lovely time.
Oh, I will.
And so if you're going down, fair play to you. Get behind the lads, and let's hope that we can get something. Don't forget, this will be out as a podcast. If you've watched it, you're not going to want to listen to it again, but it will be out as a podcast on Friday at 7:00. And on Monday, we'll be looking at the Maidstone game. Andy's going to be there because it's a down south fixture. He's going to go and watch it. And we'll be playing the second part of the Darren Royal interview, which I'll look forward to hearing your thoughts on after that. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. Please leave us a review if you're watching on Facebook, and review us on the Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that.
And on Sunday, you're going to do a raffle or a draw for the subscriber of the week's winner. Of the week of the month.
Subscriber, yeah, we are. Yes, we are going to. We need to do that with the show.
Well rehearsed, that wasn't it? Yeah,
it was. Yeah, well done. Thanks for that. Right, cheers for watching, everybody. Thanks very much indeed. And let's hope that next week's phone in we have something positive to talk about for a change.
Sayonara.
The Latics Football Phone-In is hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean and Dave Bradley for Q Pod Productions. Please follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at OAFC Podcast, and subscribe to youtube.com/The Boundary Park Alert System. The Latics Football Phone-In is released as a podcast every Friday morning at 7 a.m. and follows the Boundary Park Alert System podcast every Monday morning, also at 7 a.m. A huge thank you goes to those people who already subscribe and support the podcast. We appreciate you all, and if you'd like to help us out, please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click support, or find the link in the podcast show notes. It's only $2.99 per month, and we'll draw a subscriber at random every month to win an Oldham Athletic shirt of your choice. A special mention must go to Lees Field Development for providing the prizes on the Wheel of Wonder. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, please get in touch. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. Thanks for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.